Hello, this is Helper Gal. I am getting ready for my session and I'm making sure my plugs are connected. And I'm turning it on. It lights up, that means it's working. I use it at a slightly higher level than level 2 because I feel like I need it. Yeah. So, even though I can't really find any information about what happens if you use it above level 2, I gonna just use it above level 2 anyway. Yeah, the connectivity is still happening. La la la. I have a lot of work that I need to do, and I've not been able to do it. I've been procrastinating severely, and then I could have been doing more sessions, and I wasn't doing that either. I wish that this device worked for procrastination. I wonder if anything can, because to a degree, the procrastination feels in my mind like a physiological thing. It's like the barrier doesn't seem to be made up of my imagination. The barrier seems to be uh, like having a magnet inside of my brain that draws me away from the things that I'm supposed to be doing. Though I guess that's not what it is. It's really all in my mind. Is it completely in my mind? Is procrastination entirely constructed of my own thoughts? Or is there a physiological, like a neurochemical or reason why I cannot do specific things that I really, really, really need to do? I know some of it is some of the stuff is um uh it's there's psychological barriers. I mean, I will like da 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 da. Yes, it's just stuff that I've noticed. Um, it's stuff that I've noticed. You know, things that I have more under control now include emotional regulation and uh, cycles of negative thoughts. I'm able to or that are detritus to my functioning. Loops of uh, hopeless feelings and things like that. I don't have lengthy crying jags the way that I've been accustomed to in the past. I feel as though a lot of my anxiety is gone, and but in the absence, but some of the anxiety that is gone is the same thing that kind of propels me to sometimes force myself to do certain things that I really can't get myself to do. The anxiety will propel me, and it won't feel very good. It will feel very unpleasant. But if I can get over that hurdle, over being used to not having this anxiety that pushes me into action, then I will come closer to being able to do certain tasks that my executive dysfunction wants to completely hinder me from doing, if that makes any sense at all. Yes, I will, because I instead of doing this work that I that is really overdue, I will go off on tangents and play the banjolele, things like that, things that I want to do. Blah blah blah. You get the idea. Because I don't have the anxiety needed to force me to do those things. I've repeated myself. Anyway, I'm feeling okay. For the last several days, my eyes have been really gooey, like there's this film over them, and I don't know what it is. It's like it's just my eyes are sticky and gooey, and um, no level of no level of eye drops seems to do anything about it. And I wash my face and I try to clear my eyes of this goo and it just comes back. So I'm not sure what that's all about. Da, 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 there's that. And, well, my goal today is to try to do my important work that I have to get done. And I will do my very best to try to do it today. There's very many steps. There's various steps that I've done, and I've done these steps countless times. And no matter that I've done these steps countless times, every time I have to do this particular job, I get shut down. And it's something that I very, very, very much need to work on, being able to take care of for myself. But it's interesting to note that this might be a thing that having used this device makes harder for me, is that, yeah, the lack of anxiety that forces me into action. Though, yeah, mental note, yes. Though I'm very happy to not have to feel that way, because it's very unpleasant, and it leads to an avalanche of negative feelings about myself, which don't do me any good, I don't think. But, anxiety at its base, at its base level, is a natural feeling that is sort of a mental tool that's part of the fight or flight reaction that humans need in order to survive. And I need to look at my job that I'm not able to do as something that I need to do in order to survive. And perhaps if it really was, then it would be easier. But I'm in a position where I don't need to do the specific thing in order to survive, and that causes it. It causes my resistance to doing it to really be accentuated, if that makes sense. If it does not make sense, then never mind. But I've gotten a very late start today, and I'm hoping that today is not just a waste. I hope that I really do get my things accomplished, and that I get better at doing things that my brain does not want me to do for ridiculous reasons, which is part of my severe executive dysfunction and has nothing to do with the depression and anxiety that the Fisher-Wallace device helps manage. I would love to find a wearable device that helped with executive dysfunction and attention deficit disorder. That would be wonderful. And so I would like to branch out into trying other devices aside from this one, if it were at all possible. And perhaps it will be possible. Yes. And also, things that I've never done as treatment for myself are, I've never had cognitive behavioral therapy in my life, or dialectical therapy, or anything like that. I've never had those, ever. And they were recommended to me, but at one of my doctors, all they did was give me a piece of paper with someone's name and number on it and told me that I should call them about that type of therapy, and then I lost a piece of paper. So in order for me to obtain treatment like that, I really should try much harder to get to that point. I have to go to them, tell them I have severe executive dysfunction, and I've had attention deficit disorder, and I'm on the autistic spectrum, and I've dealt with these things for my entire life. What kind of therapy can you offer me? And I'll see what happens. And I did try to go to a clinic for it once, and all they did was give me a piece of paper with some suggestions on it, which I've already seen the suggestions before, and I sort of tend to have trouble with just the basic rudiments of following those instructions. I feel like I'm making absolutely no sense today, and I apologize. I feel as though I am incoherent, but it's probably my imagination. And after my session, I will get to work and do the best that I can. And I hopefully have not let down too many people. In other parts of the news, I keep a television on in my room all the time for company and for mental stimulation, I think. But my television went on the blink, so I'm without it now. And it's a weird kind of silence. It's weird having a little bit of extra mental space that is not taken up by processing irrelevant commercials. But I do like having old movies on in the background, so it's strange being without it. But not entirely bad. It's just something that that I need to get used to. But I will get another TV to replace the one that's broken, and things will be all fine and good. Just because, I can. Yes. Space, space, space. Let's see, anything else I can talk about? I'm disoriented because I overslept, and that is why I seem spacey today. I hope I'm alone. I'm alone in the house today, and I will force myself to try to self-monitor and get to work on my things that I need to do. And I guess I do not have to film my entire session. This video is already 12 minutes long, and that's long enough. I have been playing this instrument more than any other for the time being. And I was writing a bunch of, and in lieu of doing the work that I was supposed to be doing last night, I was working on a bunch of songs, which I should try to formally get into song form and record and have them on my other channel. And I can't think of any of them. I wrote a song about how much I hate my job yesterday, but I never put it to music. I had a melody when I wrote it, but I didn't try to play it out. Oh yes, here's the song I wrote yesterday. Oh yes. I do not like my work. It makes me cry and cry. Oh, how I hate my job. I'll hate it till I die. But when I get an order in, no matter how I try, I simply cannot finish it. And time keeps pissing by. The clients are complaining. They do not understand. The crops that they are waiting on must grow from barren land. The goods they are expecting, the things that they command, must be pieced together by my I try to do it, the more I fall behind. Oh, that's the line that I will use. Okay. Harder. Harder I try to do it, the more I fall behind. Yeah. So, oh, that's an example of what I want to do. That's an example of what I want to do when I'm supposed to be doing terrible things that I can't force myself to do. That is, write songs. If I could make money writing songs and performing, then I would do okay, except perhaps if I could, then there would be some horrible mental block that would prevent me from doing that, because that's just the awfulness that comes from my level of executive dysfunction. Yes. So, but yeah. That wasn't the only song that I wrote. I wrote about 5 songs yesterday, but as far as the melody goes, that's probably not the melody that I had in my mind when I wrote the lyrics. But just for the sake of scrambling a song out from, or getting it from just lyrics to melody form, I'll play whatever melody comes easiest to me. Let me see if I can dredge up another one before my session ends. Okay. Here's my group. I'm not looking at the camera, so I'm not sure how ridiculous I look when I'm not looking at the camera. I have no idea. Oh. Saw blade, buzz, 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 buzzing through my skull all day. Buzz, 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 buzzing, saw. I thought I had more lyrics than that. Oh well. Wonder what happened to those. Here's a song I wrote about the opossums. I have not addressed on this channel how much I am obsessed with opossums. Rosie's got a limp and an eye that doesn't shine. She's a wild animal, though I pretend she's mine. I didn't mean to scare her when I was putting out her food. She hissed and fell with a heavy crack. I sure hope she will come back, poor Rosie. This is maybe not the best. The winter comes for you. The other lyrics are: Possum, you are strong. Possums don't live long. Dear Rosie, let me take care of you. Life can be real hard, but I've got a nice backyard. You've been around for several months, and I have not attacked you once. Dear Rosie, please let me take care of you, and your young ones too. Oh, Rosie, gentle tail and toesies, I love your pointed nosy. Let me take care of you. So that's a really rough scratch of a song about a possum, and that's the end of my session. I have this weird relationship with object permanence. So when I cannot see myself talking to the camera, it's almost as though it's almost as though I'm not there to myself. And so the unawareness of how I look when I'm not looking at the camera is it's always a weird feeling. Uh, it's always, yeah. It's like I'm invisible unless I see myself, uh, which doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Okay, I'm going. Bye bye. Have a good